much, Christine. من زور دل خوشم كليرم كأم در فتحية لقالي وقصدكم. That's all I'll be able to say today in Kurdish. I'm still working on it. Maybe next time. Thank you, though, for the opportunity to come and speak today at this forum. It is a remarkable gathering of people exchanging ideas in a frank and open way. I have spent the vast majority of my career in the U.S. State Department, over 22 years, focused on economic issues. And today I want to think through these questions from that lens, talking about how economic integration, how that can help promote peace and contribute to both de-escalation and collective security. For a lot of the last 20 years, of course, the U.S. relationship with Iraq has been driven primarily by security issues and political issues. When Ambassador Romanowski, when she arrived 2.5 years ago in Baghdad, I also started my time as the director of our Office of Iraq Affairs in Washington, D.C. And the United States really, at that point, was trying to emphasize and move forward on reorienting the relationship to, of course, cover security issues, which are fundamental in this part of the world, but really to focus on a renewed push on our economic agenda as the driving force in that relationship. And that attention on the economic file, of course, was not new. The 2008 Strategic Framework Agreement between the United States and Iraq, it emphasized the importance of economic, cultural, health, environmental cooperation in that U.S.-Iraq relationship. We've had varying success over the past 16 years in trying to focus on those elements of our bilateral relationship with Iraq due to the evolving security situation here on the ground. But however, even during those troubling periods of time, and some of which we've experienced over this last year, both our countries have really prioritized that economic relationship. That's been the case under the Sudani administration. Shortly after the Prime Minister took office, the United States, we invited the Iraqi delegation, led by His Excellency Foreign Minister Fawad Hussein, to visit Washington, D.C. for a higher coordinating committee. And that was the first time we held the HCC, the Higher Coordinating Committee, focused completely on economic issues. It was focused on economic cooperation, energy sector development, water issues, commercial engagement, and climate change. And we did that with the new Iraqi administration because we wanted to make sure that there was a focus on this element of the relationship that brings wide, broad benefits to both people. Not just security services, not just on a political level, but on a societal level as well. And this, the HCC in 2003 was followed by another HCC in 2023, was followed by another HCC in 2024, that they were symbolic in that they emphasized the importance of the economic relationship, but they also delivered concrete, tangible results. We were able to have forward momentum on specific energy deals, including one that will reduce gas flaring in Iraq, help lower dependency on neighbors for imports of natural gas, increase electricity production, and also deliver better health outcomes for the communities that live near those gas flaring sites. And we also saw a number of significant commercial deals, commercial agreements that resulted out of those, the 2023-2024 HCCs. And that's just to encapsulate, it's very clear and obvious that this economic dimension of the relationship between Iraq, the Kurdistan region, and the United States, it matters to all of our governments and to our people as well. We all want to see greater business linkages and private sector development. We have a lot of that already ongoing. We have companies that have entered this market, whether it's direct investment, sales agreements, service agreements, that have really created a lot of connective tissue between our two countries. We want to see those companies succeed, whether it's here in the Kurdistan region, in Iraq. It's good for all of us. It's good for the United States. It's good for our partners here. And it contributes to economic prosperity and ultimately to that stability and peace that we're talking about. Now, of course, seeing that economic relationship succeed, it really requires it's not the U.S. government going to telling U.S. companies, U.S. private sector, that you need to invest in Iraq, you need to partner with Iraq. We invite them here. They make their own commercial decisions on where they're going to operate. And so it's critical for host governments here in this region, in the Kurdistan region, in Iraq, around the world, to create the conditions on the ground to really invite that economic partnership. That includes having clear enforcement of the rules, transparency, reducing corruption, all fundamental issues that will deepen and underscore these kinds of economic relationships. I see my time is rapidly running out. A few more things that maybe I can cover in the Q&A, but just to underscore that this focus on the economic file is it's not just about helping our private sectors make money, find business deals. It's also about creating those underlying conditions of stability and economic prosperity that will contribute to this collective security that we're talking about today. Thank you very much, Christine.
Thank you so much, Steve. I'm going to pass so much. Please, that was really helpful, and I've been told that we really, really need to wrap it up. So, Consul General Steve Bittner, thank you.
Where to start on the various questions that were addressed to me? I will...
Maybe pick one or two.
Okay. I will say, I think the question related to the youth and the engagement with youth, definitely that's something that we, the U.S. government, have seen and do see now, and we have a number of programs where we're trying to help enhance the leadership, the soft skills of Iraqi youth. We have a lot of programs to try to identify ambitious young Iraqis who want to benefit, to want to serve their communities. We have a program, we send 300 a year. It's a small drop in the bucket, but it's 300 youth from Iraq every year that are able to gain exposure to the United States and develop their own leadership skills that they bring back to communities here. A number of other programs, Fulbright, access to teach English, but there is it's an investment in the youth of Iraq. That's really, I mean, we also have the American style higher education facilities like AUK and other universities here in the IKR, as well as one in Baghdad, that are really trying to also impart that American style higher education to the youth of Iraq. Very important, and we want to be able to continue that kind of cooperation and encouragement. I will say about the comment related to, I will touch real quickly on the question related to economic corruption and democracy. I think democracy depends on the trust of the citizens. It's the social construct that the academics here can talk about more eloquently than I can. But it's fundamental to be able to develop that trust from government to its citizens, increase transparency, combating corruption. I know the KRG has an action plan to fight corruption. Those kinds of efforts and initiatives to demonstrate that there's a commitment to having openness and transparency and tackling corruption, critically important to developing the trust that ultimately underpins any democracy anywhere in the world. So, very touchy issue, but thank you for raising that.
Beautifully summed up. I'm going to pass it on